The fifth day of testimony in the Diddy trial has completed, and a Homeland Security official just said that some of the greatest people in Hollywood were secretly working with Diddy, like Kanye. Michael B. Jordan, Ashton Kutcher, and Steve Harvey are being dropped from court, which shows that additional people knew about Diddy's misdeeds. Justin Bieber has also finally spoken out about the Diddy claims and talked about his link to Diddy. Things are getting heated, so let's break it down. Here's why Michael B. Jordan, as jury selection, began in the mogul sex trafficking trial. Kanye West and other famous people were mentioned. New York on May 5th, according to NBC News, potential jurors were shown a list of over 100 names of people and places that might come up during the trial. These included actors Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and rapper Kanye West. The celebrities in question are not involved in the case, but the potential jurors were asked if they knew any of the names and if it would affect their ability to be fair. The outlet's lawyers did not explain the list. It also included the names of women who have sued Combs, including his ex-girlfriend Cassie. Ventura's sexual abuse lawsuit against the rapper was resolved one day after it was filed in November 2023. Danny Kaye Alamdon Richard accused Combs of sexual assault in a complaint filed in September. Combs has denied any misconduct in both cases. As Diddy's trial goes on, more and more celebrities are stepping out of the spotlight. Ashton Kutcher left Hollywood years ago when he realized what was coming for him. Diddy was the reason his relationship with Monis ended, and he knew that when Diddy went to jail, everyone who helped him would go with him. Ashton isn't innocent, and he can't get away from this will. Smith, Justin Bieber, T.D. Jake. They have all publicly distanced themselves from Diddy. As the trial date gets closer, a lot of things start happening to get people off the case who will make the prosecution's case stronger. I feel like we're seeing that happen now with one of the male sex worker guys who gave tapes to the feds. He's gone, and this is similar to what happened in the Tory Lanez case, where the bodyguard whose DNA was on the weapon disappeared. So I expect to see a lot of strange things happen. The defense team is doing a lot of things to make Combs seem better, and we've been watching that happen from what you know about him. Sean Combs' reputation has changed a lot since the charges were brought against him. From what we're seeing now, he seems like a very unpleasant, nasty, and violent person. Is that a fair assessment? The assessment is going to be correct. What I've learned is that whenever you see a gentleman like this with money and power, who has an addiction to MDMA or ecstasy, which they call the love drug, that's going to skew his view on sexual activity. I believe that has helped turn him into a sexual deviant. Hollywood is a dangerous place, and according to Taryn Howard, the lifestyle is unhealthy, and you are forced to do things you don't want to do. A lot of these people were probably abused themselves at one point, and that's what led them here back in 2019. Demi Moore said that when she was a child, her mother would let men sleep with her for $500. In her memoir, she said that she was sexually assaulted when she was 15, and her mother let the attacker into their home. Today, Day talked to Howard Stern more about this on his Sirius XM radio show. You say you pushed it away because you felt like it was your fault, like you had acted in a way that was provocative and mature, like you really knew a lot, and you never really looked at yourself as being a kid, so you never looked at it as rape. You saw it as unfortunate, and he was very embarrassed by it. In all honesty, I think that the shame I carried because of the rape made me afraid to feel I could comfortably express myself sexually. It makes me just remember the conversation that I had with her, where she talked about the purpose of her writing this book was to share her story in hopes that it would empower other young women. She told Howard Stern a number of other things, like that she tried out for Top Gun, but didn't get the job. She would later work with Tom Cruise as a co-star in A Few Good Men. Yep, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. If you like that video, you'll like everything on the Access YouTube channel. So click the subscribe button now. You can thank me later. Thanks. As a nervous teen, her mom takes her to bars so that guys will notice them. She comes home one night when she's 15 and finds an older man they know in the apartment with the key. She writes, "It was rape and a devastating betrayal revealed by the man's cruel question. How does it feel to be wed by your mother for $500? Do you believe she sold you?" I think in my deep heart, no. I don't think it was a straightforward transaction, but she still did give him the access and put me in harm's way. What happened with Demi Moore is horrifying, but the fact that she would later go on to become friends with Diddy and be a regular at his parties is even more shocking. Demi Moore was married to Ashton Kutcher, who was Diddy's right-hand man in the early 2000s, was at every white party a freak. I would say he's definitely a freak. I heard some wild things. I heard he had, like, we all heard that, but D, come on, I want to hear what you heard. I heard that he had Ashton Kutcher bent over. Now I'm going to tell you the truth. He and Ashton Kutcher were really close. We used to go to his crib. He had a penthouse on 74th Street and 8th Avenue on Central Park West. Wow. Okay. I've got a lot I can't tell, so I can't tell that one either. I'm actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship is really strange. It started over punked because he was like, yo, you can't punk me. And I was like, I don't want to tell you everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. That was the start of our interaction. We quickly became friends and would hang out and watch football together. It's hard to believe that Demi Moore, who was molested as a child herself, would get connected with individuals like Diddy and then abuse youngsters herself. A resurfaced video from 1982 has recently drawn notice. The clip shows Demi Moore making out with 14-year-old Philip Tanzini while pretending to be drunk back in the early 80s. At the time of the video recording, Demi was married to Fred Moore. Okay, one more time. Why do you think you have to come out? I don't know, maybe just because I love them all and hope they love me back. We do love him, and I love them. The thing is, for the publicity, you're out of your mind. Absolutely, because he's one of my favorite people. Almost a month and a half. What's your role? I'm Luca, I'm Philip Danzini, and I play Jeremy. You're stealing my card, so we're moving on to interview number 2. Oh, okay, because I love Philip, and he's the only one I love? Enjoy your interview already. All right, I'm Luxor Love, but personally, I love Philip, and that's it. Okay, we have a new storyline coming up pretty soon. I want to say happy birthday to Philip because I love him dearly. He's one of my favorite people. How long have you been? About 3 weeks, and he's been amazing. She's a superb. Ashton Kutcher's mask is coming off. Diddy isn't even the first sexual predator that Ashton Kutcher was friends with. During his time with Monas on the 70s show, Ashton Kutcher was best friends with convicted child rapist Danny Masterson and even had a bet with him that he could make out with 14-year-old Monas. I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia, and this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was